Hey everybody.
Hey, how y'all doing?
All right. We are thankful for y'all to be on the part of OURBONDLIVE. This is an awesome opportunity that we get to share some viewpoints on some trending topics that we have to talk about tonight.
Yes.
And we're excited.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Y'all, thanks for tuning in. What is this about? Why did we decide to have a Our Bond Live?
Our Bond Live, it kind of consists of what we do on our segments on the nights that we have our marriage ministry sessions. And so we wanted to have this as a continuation of what we do to share it with the public audience, because we know what we say in there stays in there. But we have an opportunity to kind of share some things out here to the public. So we're looking forward to this.
Yeah, so that's him.
That's her.
All right. We're just going to keep it simple. We relax. We're going to be talking about things that we always talk about at home. We always talking about trending topics.
Yeah.
And then we always see how it relates to marriage, family, parenting, children, relationship. It's just a full circle of life.
Yeah.
So we wanted you all to invite you all to our conversation and have fun with it as well, and then also make it interactive.
Yeah. So please, if you would do this big favor for us, if you would share this page and this live with as many people as possible. We want to reach out to the public. We want to reach out to as many people so that they can hear our viewpoint and hear what we have to say, even on these trending topics.
Okay, so you want to get started?
Yeah, I think we're good to go. Everybody can hear us. If you can hear us, please comment
or hit
the like button on our page, and we want to reach as many people as possible. All right.
Okay, so if we have.
So what's the first thing you want to talk about?
Let's talk about Cyntoia.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about her.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cyntoia, let me just give you a little bit of background. She was just released from prison.
Mm-hmm.
She received clemency from the governor of Tennessee.
Okay.
And she was serving a life sentence, actually.
Yeah.
And she served about 16 years. She served 15 years.
Yeah.
She went in when she was 16 for killing her pimp.
Wow.
Yeah. She was a runaway and just got in with the underground world, sex trafficking.
Yeah.
And was being drugged, raped, all of that. And this 43-year-old guy purchased her. And one evening she killed him in self-defense. And she got a life sentence.
Wow, and that's crazy when you think about that, because she didn't choose that life.
Right.
But someone actually chose the life for her and brought her in.
Right.
And then she ends up getting a life sentence for, really being someone who defending her own life.
Defending herself. So why we want to talk about her this evening is because she recently got married.
Yeah.
Now she's the subject of a lot of conversation, because you got a lot of women out there that's been like, I've been single all my life.
Yeah,
my life. I've always been free. Mm-hmm. And I still can't get a man. I still don't even get a phone call.
Yeah.
So, and you see her. Baby, can you change that up at the top? It's blocking us. Yeah, thank you. Now I can see her.
You can see? All right, yeah.
So then you see her recently married. And, they look cute together. His name is J. Cole.
J. Cole.
So what do you think about that? How come she's able to get married and being in her situation, being at the lowest point in her life?
I think in some instances where, as a man's perspective, we want to see a woman who, number one, even though she might have been in a bad predicament, in a bad situation, but she's actually pursuing something that's positive. And even though she was pursuing her own freedom, I think because she had something, a goal, and she wanted to accomplish something, I think that's attractive to men. And men don't want to see women who just out there just want them for whatever they have, but they want to also see, especially mature men, they want to also see a woman that's actually going for theirs. And I know that's even my personal perspective, that when I want to see my wife have some goals, some ambitions, some motivations. And so I think that might have been even his mindset too as well.
Could be. She was definitely motivated. Like I said, she went in when she was 16. So while she's been in prison, she got a GED.
Yeah.
Then she got her bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
I don't know what she got it in, but she got her bachelor's degree. And then, of course, she's been working for the past 15 years on getting out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's a woman with a purpose, on a mission.
On a mission.
And she has a book deal.
And you know what? And I think this, a lot of times when you're not even worried about marriage, that's when marriage shows up.
You just said something right there. You just said something. Say it again for the people. Say it just one more time.
When you are not worried about marriage or getting married,
or getting
and you're just doing what you need to be doing for your own personal life and
living
trying to
purpose.
be complete in your own self, I think that's when marriage shows up.
He said something. That's right. That's good. That's
good.
good.
And I think he noticed that too, that she wasn't even worried about that, and then it was actually an attraction for him.
So let me tell you about him. His name is, because I do my research.
Yeah, what'd you say? J. Cole, right?
J. Cole. That's right. I already told you the name. Okay. So do you know who he is, though?
I don't know who he is.
So
I really,
right now, he's a Christian rapper.
Okay.
Okay, but he wasn't always a Christian rapper.
Mm-hmm.
He was a part of that group, Pretty Ricky.
Pretty Ricky?
Pretty
what?
Ricky.
Oh,
yeah.
them?
Yeah, he's the one to the right, the far. If you
all the way to the right.
Screen,
yeah, you might. Our far.
So by your head.
Our left, y'all right.
Yeah. So that's Pretty Ricky, but he left the group because he pursued his own
solo career.
But he's been married before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So guess who he was married to?
Who?
One of the ladies from Total, that group.
Really?
Remember the group back in the 90s?
Oh.
That group. He was married to Pam. She's the one on the far right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The one that used to be.
I can't sing. 1, 3.
Yeah, that one, huh?
Yeah.
We got a comment from Lisa Lackey Thomas. She said, "I think it's amazing, and it was her time, and she was restored. She was restored what she lost." Now that's awesome.
That's good.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Sometimes, and we don't always have to go biblical, but from a biblical standpoint, it's almost like sometimes when you go through stuff, the more you go through, the more it prepares you for what you need to receive even afterwards. So I think that's an excellent comment from Lisa.
Put them back up there.
Put the couple back up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think that's awesome, and it's sometimes like you have to go through your own journey. Not that you have to be complete.
Yeah.
Not that you have to be all perfect, but you have to go through your own journey. And then it's like God then joins you with someone to help continue on in your path, the path that he wants you to go. And then together you're stronger.
Yeah.
Now, we know her baggage, and he's been married before, he's been out in the industry and stuff before. My prayer for them is that they do not let society
or the world
or the opinion, like the celebrity status and all of that, interfere with their marriage, because they just got married, but now the work begins.
The work starts when the marriage starts.
This ain't this this marriage thing, this only
this
for the strong.
Serious.
It ain't for the weak.
And especially when you're out there in the limelight, and now people are going to have a target on them because they want to see, they want to find out, is this really real? Is this a true love story? Okay, so you're going to have the temptresses and the, I don't even know what to call them, but they're going to be out trying to get blood and trying to see how they can break that marriage up. So kudos to y'all guys, because we want to see that marriage continue to thrive
and work.
be successful.
And what I like what they're doing, before we move on to next thing, but what I like what they're doing, they're keeping it on the low. They're not giving details. Now, it could be because the book is coming out in the fall.
True.
But at least it gives them time to just be married and get to know each other.
Yeah.
You know, we only knew each other for
2 months.
2 months.
In 4 days.
I was about to say a month. I knew you for 2, but we only dated. We only dated for a month.
Yeah.
Before we got married.
Yeah.
And truth be told, we did not know each other.
We did not know each other.
We just knew that we were supposed to be together.
We just knew that we were supposed to be together.
God
that was
put
the
us
biggest
together.
thing.
And we didn't need any human validation for God's confirmation.
That is our motto and our mantra that we still live by to this day.
Yeah. So, did I cut you? I'm sorry.
No, you good.
So, I wanted to pose a question.
Mm-hmm.
I want to put a question out there for everyone and put your comments.
Yeah, we want
you
to
to vote.
We're
going to pose a question dealing with marriage and only dating for a short time.
Yeah.
Now, who knows? They could have been dating secretly for a year, you know, but we're just hearing about it. So it appears that it's a short time.
Yeah.
So I want to pose a question. Put a question out there, baby.
Okay.
Question 1.
So you're not going to see our face, but you'll see the question when it's posted.
Can you see it?
Let us know if you can see the question.
Okay. So question 1. Should you marry even though you have only known that person a short period of time?
Yeah.
Like a few months. A, no, I need at least a year. Now we want you to vote. We want you to put your comments in your votes in the comments.
Yeah.
A, no, I need at least a year.
Uh-huh.
B, yes, love does not have a time frame.
Right.
C, no, you really don't know anyone unless you live with them.
Mm-hmm.
D, not sure, I will never say never. Or E, no, I need more than a year. So again, should you marry even though you've only known that person a short period of time? Yeah.
And even in your comments, when you comment, we want to know what do you think your time limit is? What's your time limit? What is the clock that's in your head that is ticking that make you think, okay, this is enough time for me to get to know this person on an intimate level? All right. So we're going to wait for some of your comments. If you have any comments,
you can go. I know this is the first question.
Yeah, and we don't, we know sometimes people are shy to put their comments in on Facebook Live, but we want to hear what you have to say, and we want to see what you're thinking at this time.
Okay, and then we can talk about each one.
Yeah,
so
most definitely.
We can. So A, no, I need to wait because I want them to see our face. Now, no, I need to wait a year. Yes, no time frame. Okay, we can close.
All right. So so with that question that has been posed,
we would have been love has no time frame.
Yeah, really, love has no time frame.
That's right.
And I know that was my take.
It was both of ours.
It was basically love at first sight.
Yeah.
When we saw each other. But I think over that month, and we met in a Bible study, which was pretty cool. And over that month, we were really getting to know each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, when love is in the building, you can't put a time limit on love.
So I wanted to say this though, because some of the answers could have been, hey, one of them was at least a year, or I need more than a year.
Yeah.
You got to be very careful with that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be careful whenever you, in your mind, set a time limit or a time frame, because now you're blocking what God has in store for you.
Yeah.
So if He wants you to move a different way, but you already set in your ways, you'll miss your blessing.
Yeah,
every time.
Yeah, you basically put conditions on your situation,
and then you end up marrying yourself to somebody that He ain't have for you.
Right.
You know, because you said no. My standard is this. I got a date. Back in the day, you used to date a year, and then you plan the wedding for another year, and then Yeah, or
Yeah.
date 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
7, 8, and and love has no
limits.
Yeah.
Love has no clock. Love has no conditions. And so the biggest thing you have to do is just say, okay, you know what? I want this is one of the goals that I have. And especially with that, when you're dealing with other people who are a part of the equation, you can't stipulate how that's going to happen.
That's right.
So you don't know when God is preparing that person to even come in your life. And if God is preparing that person to come in your life, who are you to say when the time limit is supposed to be?
It's like you said, no, God, no. You created me and you know what I need,
Yeah.
but I ain't trying to hear you.
Yeah.
And that's what we do all the time. It's not just for relationships. It can just be in anything.
Yeah.
A job.
When I'm going to get the job.
Finances.
When I'm going to do this or when I'm going to do that.
How we raise our kids.
Yeah.
All of that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for him. I'm
Yeah.
happy for him, and I'm going to be looking. We're going to be watching this story.
Yeah, and we'll be hoping that, it turns out real successful.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing. We are proponents of love. We are proponents of marriage. We are proponents of just really having good relationships. And I think that is the calling and really the plight that God has placed us on.
Right.
On the journey that we're on is to really do whatever we can to push marriages together. And not everybody is supposed to be married. We know that.
Right.
But for the ones that are supposed to be, married, we want to push that as much as we possibly can because we see so many benefits from marriage, and so that's our goal, to continue to do that. All right.
Okay, so the next.
So kudos.
This is good. This is good. Next topic, I want to talk about how you pronounce his name. Djimon.
Yeah, I think so. Djimon.
Pull him up. And Kimora.
Yeah.
It's Djimon.
Djimon and Kimora. So go ahead and set it up for us.
So, in my research,
Mm-hmm.
they are currently going through a custody battle, and it's not nice. They have between them, just them, they have a 10-year-old son.
Yeah.
Now she has previous children from her ex-husband, and her ex-husband is Russell Simmons.
Yeah.
Who was the founder of Def Jam.
Yeah.
That's the home of Run DMC.
Run DMC.
Beastie Boys.
LL Cool J back in the day.
LL Cool J.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. So they were together, and they have 2 beautiful girls. I think one's like 15, 16, and the other one's like 18, 19.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. And so shortly after they, her and Russell ended their marriage or separated or whatever, then they got together.
Yeah.
They got together, and then in their union, they have a beautiful 10-year-old son.
Yeah.
So
handsome, not beautiful.
Oh, I'm sorry. Handsome. I don't have boys.
Yeah.
A handsome son.
Yeah.
You're right.
There you go.
Okay. So he is primarily with the mom.
Yeah.
And usually, is that how it?
That's
usually
for the most
how
part.
It is.
The children, are
typically with the mom. And
yeah.
sometimes it's a good or bad thing. It's like sometimes if the father really wants to have full custody, they have to kind of prove that the mom is unfit.
Yeah.
Versus we don't really have to prove that. It kind of automatically sometimes, goes to us. So that's a double standard there. But we're supposed to be the nurturers.
Yeah, it is what it is. We
birthed them, so, I guess that's the reason.
Yeah.
So at any rate, the son is primarily with her.
Mm-hmm.
So he is now filing for joint custody.
Yeah.
Now, when they separated, he did move back to Africa.
Okay.
He's from West Africa.
West Africa.
A country called Benin.
Benin?
It's
Benin.
Benin.
Yeah, Benin.
Why isn't it Benin?
Okay. I've heard it before.
Oh, really?
Benin.
Benin. Benin.
Yeah.
It's west of Nigeria.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the issue is she's saying that he doesn't see his son.
Mm-hmm.
And she's afraid that he'll kidnap the son
abduct the son and really
the son
not...
and take him to another country.
Yeah.
And he's saying that she does not allow him to see the son.
Yeah. Yeah, so
he says he tries.
Yeah, he says he tries, and she's basically afraid that when that happens, if he does have custody for a little period of time, then he's gonna want to take the son,
advantage of that, and
and then go to another country, and then who's gonna be able to find him?
Right. So those are her thoughts.
Yeah.
Now, when I heard the story, I immediately thought about the son.
Yeah.
Because in the best situation is to have both parents involved in the child's life.
Yeah.
Either you're co-parenting, or you're in the same house.
Yeah.
So the son is the one that's really the one suffering.
Yeah.
Through this.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. You know, a lot of times when you have custody battles and you're dealing with even a divorce, and I know they weren't married or anything.
They never married.
But when you're dealing with that type of battle, you always have to really think about the child, because the child actually, of no fault of their own, were brought here through the relationship that the two significant others had.
Right.
And so they didn't choose to come here, but now they're caught in the middle of a custody battle, caught in the middle of separation, and so often they're the ones that get lost in the shuffle, and they're the ones that actually should be paid the most attention to, because they have still the rest of their life to live, and you don't want anything that can now cause their life to go off track. Mm-hmm. And sometimes through the selfishness of the parents, they start doing things or saying things about the other spouse or the other significant other, and then now they're having issues, and all in the midst of all of that commotion, that child is in the midst.
And they're hearing that.
Yeah.
So the children...
And they don't know what to think.
You'll be surprised. Like, sometimes, you'll be surprised. They hear everything.
Every single thing.
They feel everything.
And they internalize all of that.
And they blame themselves.
Yeah.
That's just with any type of parenting. You really have to be careful.
Be careful.
You really have to be careful of how you communicate about your spouse.
Yeah.
Or your co-parent, other parent, in front of your child, because they will think that, well, mommy and daddy's not together because of me, or was it something that I did, or they feel the tension, and then they try to say, well, maybe if I do this, maybe they can get back together. And then on top of that, a lot of relationships have those outside influences. Like Russell.
Oh, Lord. What he tried to do?
He is the ex-husband.
Yeah.
And he is in their business apparently, I read it on somewhere, some news outlet. He wanted Djimon.
Come on, babe.
He wanted him to sign an agreement promising, like a promissory note.
Yeah, something.
He wouldn't abduct.
Yeah.
The child. Now that's none of his business, because
first of all,
it's not Russell's baby.
Russell, it ain't your child.
Right.
Keep your mouth shut. Go ahead about your business. Now I can see if it was the two girls, then you got a word. You got a part to play in that situation. But be supportive of the situation. If you and Kimora still have a relationship, y'all still talk, then y'all talk. Right. Y'all talk that way, but don't get into his business, because that's probably not what you want.
Yeah.
It's probably not what you want.
And then it gets him more upset. And I don't know about if he tried to see his son or if not tried to see his son, but then as co-parents, you have to think that each child has a right to meet their other side of the family.
Yeah, yeah.
He's in Africa. He has a whole lot of cousins in there.
Now, hold up. Now, don't be stereotypical. You don't know.
I'm from Africa.
Yeah, I know you're from Africa.
Well,
well,
let me tell you.
She's...
See, I can talk about.
Yeah, my dad she is 50%.
I'm 50%. My
Kenya.
dad. I was born here in Atlanta. Okay,
yeah.
But my dad is 100% from Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, baby, remember when we went up over there?
Yeah, we met a lot of relatives, and it was
no
real cool.
Idea.
It was real cool.
I had so many cousins and aunts and uncles.
Yeah.
And just so many.
Yeah.
So if none of his family is here, oh my God, he has a host of them over there.
Yeah, most
and
definitely.
I think that the son has every right to meet them.
Yeah, and I think it's very important for the child to have that side of their culture cultivated, to be able to see, the relatives on, all the way across, the world.
Right.
But at the same time, and I want to even share this, even as they're going through their struggles or their issues as parents, and I'm hoping to give advice. Don't talk so negative about that other person in front of your child, because what happens is, you might be mad at them. You might have some things might have been done wrong. They might have had some issues. However, at the same time, when that child grows, let that child form their own opinion about that parent.
Right.
And over a period of time, they'll get a chance to see whether or not, that is the person that's for them. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to make sure that when we come together with opportunities to share information, we're not only just sharing this information, but we're trying to give as much wisdom as we possibly can, because you never know what may be taking place. And I would say, don't say nothing evil about the other person. Just have the opportunity to really speak truth.
Because I promise you, when that child grows up, they're going to regret you.
Yeah.
They're not regret. They're going to resent.
Resent.
Sorry,
there's going to be a
they're
level.
They're going to regret the experience, but they're going to resent you for that, for keeping them, one, from their natural parent and a part of them, right?
Yeah.
But then also too, for putting, it could be some falsehoods in their minds and like preconceived notions and all of that, and not allowing them to form a relationship, with their parent.
Yeah, and now they have to divulge themselves of all of the venom and all of the hurt and the pain that was in the parent onto the child, and now the child has an opportunity to not now has to really rid themselves of all of what was negative before, and then now have to come to a clean slate of trying to address their parent.
Right.
And you want to make sure that the child, of course, truth is the truth, and if parents are out of the life, the child is going to acknowledge that, and they're going to see that the child is not in their life.
Right.
So you don't even have to add insult to injury, because there's going to be already a lot of hurt and pain that they're already dealing with. So
be the parent that
comforts and just loves and just prays that the other parent has the opportunity to get in the life. And I think that would be more important and more of a more maturity on the parent that is in the child's life.
And then they see how you deal with conflict and difficult situations. Because children emulate what you do.
Yeah.
They copy it. If they see something, you don't like something, and you going crazy and you're upset, you're not talking, you're not letting them see them, it's just a whole bunch of art. They're going to do that whenever they grow up. In any relationship. So you really got to be careful.
And you have to be careful, because you set the foundation of how your child views things. Matter of fact,
Conflict,
the
everything.
relationship, how you communicate, how you handle
Love.
conflict, how you talk, how all of those things are the filter or the lens in which that child grows up. And either it was a good experience or it was a bad experience. And hopefully, as a parent, you're setting a good experience for them so that they can see. There's a comment that says there's a time and a place for everything, and I think that's clear because now here's the thing, and I think Jacqueline Williams, that's an excellent point. What if the child comes to you and say, "Hey, why is my parent not here?" What are you going to say? What will the parent that now has to address that situation with their child, what are they going to say? And that time and that place and having wisdom and understanding to be able to address it in a proper manner that doesn't destroy or damage your child. That would be good, but that's an awesome.
Right.
That's an awesome.
And maybe some ways to address that is immediately say, "Baby, it's not your fault.
It's not your. Oh man,
yeah, it is
not
not your fault. There are just some things that are beyond our control. But know that your mama or your daddy loves you.
Yeah.
They just dealing with their issues,
whatever their issues are,
and they love in a different way than mommy or it's the daddy. You know." But and that's a more comforting approach than,
than the other spectrum.
Than the other way to say it.
Well, your daddy ain't no good.
He ain't
your
never
daddy,
been no good.
Your daddy was
I've
always
been raising you all by myself.
I've been the mama and the daddy. And listen, y'all. That's a pet peeve of mine.
It is.
Because you can't be a mama and a daddy. You
we
can't.
have some strong women out there that hold it
down.
As
much as you hold it down. As much as you hold it down.
Yeah. Hats off to y'all. Y'all's truly, truly strong and blessed.
Yeah.
Truly strong and blessed.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I think about because that's a pet peeve of mine. No matter how strong the mom is, she cannot be a father. And no matter how good or nurturing the father is, he can't be a mother. And so they all have their there are some gender specificity or roles that actually play in each from each parent,
right.
and the child has an opportunity to see those things. So
I have a question.
Okay,
let's pose a question, and everybody, since y'all are commenting now, I see Angela.
Yeah.
Hey, Angela.
Hey, Angela.
Here's a question. I'm going to read it out. Okay, now you can vote
A,
B, or C. I got to read it because I can't see.
So go ahead and read.
Which is worse, a mother keeping a child from their dad, or a father not trying to see his child?
Wow. Yeah.
Which is worse, a mother keeping a child from their dad, or a father not trying to see his child? A, the father, because he's supposed to be the leader of the family. B, both are equally wrong. C, the mother, she should nurture and not cause conflict. D, it depends on why. Or E, neither. They could both be protecting the child from each other or themselves.
Wow.
What y'all think? We're going to let you take
ponder
some time
on that.
Ponder.
Take a second to look at that and comment your reactions and let us know which you think is the answer. Even in your context, what would that answer be?
I'll read it again. And y'all
go ahead, read it again.
You just have to put A, B, C, D, or E. Which is worse, a mother keeping a child from their dad, or a father not trying to see his child? A, the father. He's supposed to be the leader of the family. B, both are equally wrong. C, the mother. She should nurture and not cause any conflict. D, it depends on why. Or E, neither. They could both be protecting the child from each other or themselves.
All right. So we want to see the comments. We're gonna talk. I see I see Don. What's up, Don? Thanks for being a part.
B and
B
D.
and D. He said
Okay.
B/D. So that's cool. That's cool.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Anybody else? If you want to comment, share your comments.
I'm going to tell you, I'm torn. I initially will say A. Okay, someone else said that A. Doris said A.
Mm-hmm.
I initially
Hey, Doris.
she said A, but then E. You never know a situation. They could be removing themselves to protect the child.
Yeah.
Because they're not stable themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I say
D, because we never know what the circumstances.
That's true.
Angela said B. It can be protecting child or them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can see that. We can see that.
Yeah.
So that's that.
I don't think there's a one right answer.
No, because it's very contextual. When you think about a situation and maybe you had an abusive, abusive significant other, that could be a major issue, and the child wants to keep them from any hurt, harm, or danger from the other parent. So I think that's
the parent wants to keep them.
It should be contextual.
Yeah.
And at times it can be both fault.
It could.
It could be both fault because they were more so thinking about themselves and being selfish and thinking about what they wanted to do for themselves and not really thinking about the best interests of the child.
Right.
And so we really have to think about these things and how, we react and how we deal with situations. Because that is very, very important.
Right.
We see another comment from Don. Hey, this is good. Anthony Parks, he said B.
That was both. Bring it up.
He said B.
What was B?
Let's look at the question again. B was both are equally wrong.
Okay.
All right.
But another thing too, you can get out of it. Another thing too that I think is so important. This is why we really should be very conscious about who we choose to start a family with. And now you
said
can't
something.
control.
You said something right there.
Yeah. Now you cannot control circumstance, but there's some things you can.
You can control.
If you know, this is probably not the right person.
Yeah, or if you've seen red flags and stop signs and you've seen halt.
Yes.
You've seen all of the signs that have been there in your face.
So,
you might want to, reconsider or think about those things,
So that's why you should always go to your Creator, to God.
Yes.
For guidance.
For guidance and direction, for wisdom.
For everything.
To be able to, make a good, sound decision.
Yeah, we're back with the relationships again.
Because now you're thinking, this is, when you're thinking about marriage, you're thinking about spending the rest of your life with somebody. You're thinking about, really... this person being someone that you could share your goals, your aspirations, your ups, your failures, all of the above,
right?
With that person, and then also too being on the same page with them as it relates to raising children, and what does that mean, in the relationship?
If you don't choose the right one. Their version, their take on raising a child is stemmed from how they were raised.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and that can cause conflict.
That can cause a lot of
conflict. A lot of major conflict. So, we don't have. I'm telling you, we got married when I did not. I ain't know nothing about birthing no
children.
I didn't.
She's the only child.
I was the only child, but I told him. I said, because I wanted him. I wanted to marry him. I said, I have a child with you. I have a child. But you know what? This is nothing new. We've told our girls, and now we have 4, right?
Yeah.
But but I had no idea what raising a child was.
Yeah.
I changed my first diaper with our first child, Olivia. It was the first time I've ever touched a baby.
Yeah.
clean the baby.
Yeah.
I didn't know. So I'm glad that I had my husband's help.
Yeah.
You know, to help me.
And I grew up
that.
around kids. I had a big family, so it really wasn't an issue for me. As a matter of fact, I wanted to have a lot of children. One of the things that I thought about, I wanted to have 4 girls and 1 boy, like the Huxtables.
And that's so not happening. That's not happening. We have 4 girls. Let's say.
So here's a
good question.
Yeah, what are some red flags? It all depends on your personal perspective, because I think a red flag for me is a woman, number one, who doesn't love God. That would be a red flag for me. Number 2, a woman who smokes or drink, because I don't smoke or drink. So that would be a red flag for me. Someone who's always into everybody else's business and can't really keep themselves together and got foolishness going on.
Messy woman.
I don't want no messy woman that's always bringing drama. So those are some red flags for me. And I think in your context, you have to also contextualize what would be considered a red flag for you.
I know. For me, my red flag was I shunned away from guys that were unstable as far as like mentally. Like if
what you mean?
Okay. For
all right,
instance, I'm
explain.
I'm very calm. I don't do drama. So if you take me out on a date and you get so upset over just they messed up just a little piece of your order, how you gonna act when we really have like a real conflict?
Yeah.
You gonna try to swing? I would like
you don't want no loose cannon.
I just or would just really get just like very quick tempered.
Yeah.
That was one of my like main red flags. And then 2, I wanted a leader. I said because I knew I had some. I'm not perfect. Everyone has flaws.
Yeah.
But I wanted someone that could protect me and someone I could feel that I could like follow and not like, oh yes sir, no sir, not
bark
that.
like a dog.
They're coming out with that movie.
Yeah, but anyway, all right.
But I wanted someone that could lead the family.
Yeah.
And we grow together.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really about finances for me because he was a laid off engineer. He didn't have a job. He did not have a job when we got.
However,
but he would pay my phone bill.
However,
he'll pay my phone bill.
Being unemployed did not stop me from taking care of my boo.
He sure would. He would buy groceries.
Buy groceries.
With his
when we went out to eat, guess what? I paid for us going out to eat, but that was me having that mentality.
I knew that. Well, once he gets on his feet, and he starts, he gets another job. I knew he was going to take care of me.
Yeah.
I just knew. So I needed to feel comfortable and safe all the time.
Yeah.
My red flag, if I'm nervous over just something a little bit you did.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not about to be together.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but to answer your question, please contextualize what that means for you. There are some things that you can live with. There are some things that you can't live with. And so if those things come to the point of where it becomes so much of an issue for you where you can't address it or it just constantly bothers you, number one, then you gotta address it that way. And you have to really deal with it. And, I've had some conversations with others. And matter of fact, last week I was at a conference and some guys and I were talking. And basically he said he read the book The 5 Love Languages, and we were talking.
We're going over it now.
And what the funny thing about it, when he was talking, he read the book, and basically by him reading the book, he realized that the lady that he was with actually wasn't what what he needed.
Wow.
And basically, she was the one that actually gave him the book, or either introduced him to the book or something like that, or he was reading the book.
He gonna break up with her?
No, he broke up with her. And just to be able to share that, he was kind of like, he was like, you know what, I appreciate you for me reading this book while we're together, because this book has kind of opened my eyes to let me know that you're not the one.
Oh, man. Man, that's messed up.
And kudos to you. You know who you are. We talk, man.
But let me tell you, though,
friend of mine.
But that is a good, he had to, it might hurt a little bit now, but if he would have continued on, it would have hurt a lot later on.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to make those tough decisions and nip it in the butt and do not waste your time. I tell people all the time. Time is something you can't ever get back. You can't ever get back. So don't waste your time. Just do not waste your time.
Yeah.
It's like you can't ever get it back. So what are you doing? And another thing too, you got to look at different ages. Like my red flags, and I still, if I was single now, I would still have those type red flags. But then you have to look at the different stages that you are in your life.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you're reaching, right, like over 45, 50s, you're probably not looking to have any more children, right?
Yeah.
So you're probably like looking for more so like a companion and so, versus what you were looking for in your 20s. You know, probably want to start a family, start like a career and all that stuff. But you kind of on the end of where you trying to like retire and do some more traveling and all the other stuff. So you have to know which stage in your life you're at.
Yeah. Yeah.
To make the best decision.
Yeah.
If you have a 45, 50-year-old mindset, 30-year-old, you shouldn't be messing with somebody that's like they acting like they straight out of college, or they still in college, or they still in them streets, or they still, because they might look cute and all.
Yeah.
But what you got to talk about?
Yeah, what you got? There's no continuity, nothing that you have in common.
It's a train wreck.
Yeah, and I'll say this: it'd be better for you to cut a little piece of your finger off now than to have to cut your whole arm off later. In other words,
they both hurt now.
They both hurt.
Don't try that at home.
So sometimes you have to make some tough decisions early.
What can you say? A little scratch.
A little scratch. Then to deal with a whole bunch of hurt. As they say, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. So in other words, deal with it now, prevent it from going any further now than when you have to go and try to deal with something that is terminally destroyed. There's a couple of comments. One that says, so why do men hold on to the last stage so long? Okay, when you say the last stage is immaturity, or what do you mean by that, Doris?
I don't get that.
Yeah.
But why she's that? There's another question.
And there's another comment.
How do you know when you found your soulmate, and how do you know she is sent by God?
Wow.
You can answer that.
Okay.
And we have to end shortly.
Yeah, I'll say this. How do we know that you found your soulmate, and how do you know she was sent by God? I would say this in my specific context with my wife. I think it was the biggest. I knew that there were certain things that were taught, that I had a mission. I had a purpose in life, and I knew that God was dealing with me in a particular way. And one of the things that really just opened my eyes to let me see that she actually was the one for me was because she spoke, and what she spoke, it actually was tied to my purpose. Matter of fact, everybody said that when she said what her goal and purpose was, in comparison to what I said what my goal and purpose was, I was sweating, chills down my spine. It was kind of like just, it was the ultimate sign for me to see that she was actually the one that God had brought into my life to be able to help me accomplish what God had for my purpose. And I'll say, and that really just it took me over the moon. I was already attracted to her. I was already attracted to her spirit. We clicked, even though we had never been on a date yet. This was before we even went on a first date. But I knew that when she said what she said, it totally just blew my mind. Totally blew my mind.
And I know when I knew he was my soulmate, whenever I really felt that I was connected to him. I felt that we got to be in this world together. Mm-hmm. Like God put us together. And then too, let me tell you how I talk to God. I talk to him because I have a relationship with him. I talk to him as a friend. I really do, right? So I was feeling all this stuff in my, in my stomach. I would get butterflies, and I would, and I feel all this stuff in my heart. And I'm like, Lord, I ain't doing this lust stuff because, he is fine, and I do think he's very attractive, but I want more than that. I said, so Lord, just show me a sign. If okay, I'm gonna stop thinking about him. I'm gonna stop thinking about him, and I'm not thinking nothing sexual or nothing like. I just don't want to think about him at all.
And she couldn't stop.
I just couldn't stop.
And she still can't stop.
I can't.
But I can't stop thinking about her.
Yeah, I was just connected to him. I was like, gosh, we together.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go back to the comment. The comment from Doris.
This our last question.
The comment from Doris is basically the stage is I can still do everything I did 20 years ago, and then what she's saying, enjoy where you are. Okay. So in other words, if a person, I don't know, it could be going through a midlife crisis, could be dealing with situations that they've missed.
That's a good point.
Even throughout the course of their life.
That's
and
good.
Now they feel like they have the freedom and the opportunity to do those things. And so they want to enjoy from that standpoint. So you have to always look, sometimes you have to look at it from their viewpoint or their vantage point, because sometimes people may be going through something or may have dealt with something in their past that has caused them to get to a place of where they want to enjoy life or want to do some of the things that maybe they missed out on in their past.
And you have to be supportive.
And sometimes you have to be supportive, especially if that's going to be the one that you want to be with.
Now, okay, let me take that back.
Yeah,
yeah. You can't.
You got to still
be out
be.
in them streets and stuff. You can't be like. I'm not talking about like supportive like that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying you have to discuss it with them and talk and understand, like, what are you needing right now? Because like I always tell, I say this in all of our marriage sessions and stuff like that. When men marry women, when they marry us, when my husband married me, he married 3 women. He didn't know. He married 3 women. Three. The woman that he married that day. Mm-hmm. And the current woman that I am now, totally different. Yeah. And then the woman that I'm about to be years from now. Yeah. Okay. I'm forever evolving. Yeah. So when you're constantly evolving and growing in life, you need your spouse, your significant other
to be able to help
grow with you and help support you through that.
Yeah.
It could be sickness, depression.
Yeah.
Wanting to feel young again.
Yeah.
It's just you have to communication.
Yeah, communicate.
You have to mess up my hair.
Yeah, keep your hair straight. Let me get my hem straight.
That's him.
Yeah, that's her. But even in those moments of weariness and just being tired, being afraid, not knowing how to address or deal with some of those things, these are a part of really the emotions sometimes that you deal with. And I'll just say this, we've said this even before, and even when, done counseling, is marriage is not for wimps. Marriage is for grown-ups.
Only the strong survive.
And so you got to be willing to address some of these issues, and sometimes you may have to endure some things, But we're not saying endure it to the point of abuse, abandonment, or adultery. But we're saying endure it to the point of where, there may be some things that they may have to grow through.
Right.
And God could be using you to be the very one to help them grow through that.
Right.
And so I think that could be some of the issues that sometimes, we may have to deal with. And we all know that people have different stages and different things that they go through in life. And so we have to be willing to be able to have some patience. And love,
yes, Lord.
Love covers a multitude of sins. And then love also helps, Yeah.
So we wanted to really be consistent with ending
on time. And I see there's still some more comments from Angela. I agree with that. I want someone to grow with me and feel like I'm alone. And feel like I'm alone with someone. Doris, so what's wrong with naps? Okay. And Don, is there a such thing as too much in common or not? And so we're going to close. We're going to close, but we're going to respond in the comments to that. All right, we'll respond in the comments.
Is that a good compromise?
Yeah, that's good. We'll respond in the comments.
Yeah.
But listen, we wanted to keep it at an hour. Thank you guys for being a part of our first OURBOND Live.
Yes.
So applause, kudos,
yes.
Man,
share,
kudos to you guys.
Have everyone like the page. We're here every Tuesday. We're going live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. We're going to keep this thing going.
So we're going to keep this thing going.
Yes.
And we want to also invite those who may not be a part of our meetings that we have, our marriage ministry that we have on the second Friday of every month. Yeah. Matter of fact, we have a flyer of our next session, which will be coming up on Friday, September the 13th at 6:30 p.m. We have food. We have an opportunity to really just fellowship, and really we're going to get to the nitty-gritty of relationships. And so,
and it's a safe environment.
Yeah, it's a safe environment.
We do not talk about what goes on there. Yeah, what goes on in there stays in there.
And it is a no judgment zone. So we're hoping that as many of you, if you can come out and be a part, please come out, and we will be so glad to have you guys to be a part of our ministry. And so even if you want to be a part of our text,
just take for the marriage sessions, you just text OURBOND, OURBOND. I say BOU.
You was about to say bound.
I know, OURBOND. OURBOND to 31996. 31996. OURBOND to be a part of the marriage sessions. But then if you want to get notifications for this OURBOND Live, just text OURBOND Live to 31996. So you'll get all the updates, hot topics,
all of that.
When we going live, get reminders, all of that stuff. So we love each and every one of you all.
Thank you guys for being with us tonight.
Yes, and for participating. And we have a lot in store. We got a lot up in us, y'all.
Yeah. And it's time to get it out.
It's time to get it out. 15 years of marriage. It's time
all right.
to share it. All right. Love y'all. Good night.
Peace. See you later.